What's up, y'all? This is Chris from Many Worlds Tavern. This is episode 6 of the Many Worlds Tavern podcast. Today, I have the newest tavern keeper for Many Worlds Tavern, Kathryn Lenahan. I've never said your last name out loud.
Yeah, it's Lenahan.
Lenahan. Okay.
You say it like you spell it.
Okay. This is Kathryn Lenahan.
Hi, guys.
Up, Thanks for coming on. Kathryn is new to she's been initiated into the roastery. Been here a few weeks now, helping out with lots of different stuff.
Yeah.
But the big thing is we filmed a playthrough of The Memory of Princess Ezabell, which is our D&D adventure that we put up on the site for people that sign up for the newsletter. So if you could just maybe introduce yourself a little bit, talk about some of your history and gaming and coffee, and then today's main topic is going to be about Ezabell, and then a little bit about Gen Con next week, which we're both going to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm Kathryn. Hi. I had a weird bit of a trajectory to finally getting to Many Worlds, but I'm happy that I'm here. I mean, me and my brothers, 90s kids, full-on Sega, Nintendo kind of kids. Grew up watching a lot of games, grew up playing a lot of games. And when the opportunity arose at Many Worlds to come help, I was like, I'm going to keep pestering you guys until someone gives me a job. And I'm really happy that I got to be here. I'm a big D&D person, big actual play person. I love dragons. I talk about dragons a lot. I'm very excited for the Aragon series that was just announced. And I like coffee. I'm learning a lot more about coffee working here, which is really fun. I had my first cupping yesterday, which is really cool. So I'm excited to keep learning.
Awesome. So I think basically this podcast does not have a defined structure yet. It's kind of changed every single episode. One day I'd love to talk about tabletop news and stuff, but basically I love talking about just whatever you've been up to currently. So the question I usually send people is, what have they been playing, watching, reading, eating, drinking, etc.? And you don't have to answer all of those, but what's new?
All right. So playing, I'm still in my Pokemon Arceus phase.
Okay.
I haven't stopped playing it. So I'm still playing that.
It's not a phase.
I'm also still in my Breath of the Wild era, so I still play that pretty regularly. I'm a big proponent of the Switch. I don't know if it's a hot take, but I do think it's probably the singular greatest console to date.
I don't have a Switch.
It's a lot of fun. Okay. I mean, the third-party licensing is great. It's what makes it a great console. I don't really think it's all the Nintendo games. But,
that's surprising to me, I think. But
yeah, like there are great, like Breath of the Wild is fantastic and deserved Game of the Year nods. But
you're saying this after it's known that you have like 400 hours in Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
It's not that fun.
I do love Animal Crossing.
That's good to know.
What else have I been playing? I've been basically just doing that. I did just recently find Ape Out on Steam.
Oh, nice.
Which is a late find, but really fun.
Nice.
Watching a lot of Dimension 20.
Yeah.
A lot of D&D actual play. I did start, Arcane recently.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get back into that because it looks fantastic from what I've watched so far, and it comes highly recommended. And then, what else?
Arcane, I really loved. I watched that. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that it was just fantastic.
Yeah.
And I was like, I watched like 2 episodes, but I was like recovering from surgery, so I don't totally remember it. And so I was like, I need to get back into it. So
it's also that kind of thing where like it's short enough to where I don't even want to like nuance my recommendation. I'm like, just go watch. Like I don't even want to bring up points. Yeah, just go try it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And then I also started Gurren Lagann.
Okay.
which is another oldie, but my brothers told me to watch it when I was a kid, and they were my brothers telling me what to do, so I didn't do it. And
good.
now I'm in my 20s and finally watching it.
Doing it independently.
Exactly.
That's good. Me and Andrew are, I'm more of like a mech person. I think I consumed lots and lots of mech media as a kid. Plus I was like stupidly into like Top Gun and Ace Combat and stuff.
Were you a Transformers kid?
Not so much Transformers.
Okay.
I loved Gundam, and really I really liked Zoids, which I don't think you have seen. It's like mechs, but they're all like animal shaped. And
oh my gosh, didn't I call that just like Animorph robots?
Yeah.
Didn't I say
they're
something
pretty
like
much
that?
like that. But it's a very nothing show. It's like shows that like don't really give kids the benefit of the doubt. Like there's like some kids content where it's like, yo, kids are way smarter than how you're treating them. Zoids is kind of like that. It like doesn't make sense. But the designs are really cool.
Fun. Hey, if it looks cool,
it looks super cool.
It can get pretty far if it just looks
that's
fun.
True. Yeah, so that's fun. Andrew and I, that's the one game that we play regularly together is we play Lancer, which is like a mech RPG.
And I'll be playing soon.
Yeah, we'll get you in a game coming up here.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, what else?
That's playing,
eating,
watching, reading. I'm restarting the Aragon series.
Okay.
Again, because the show was just announced and I haven't read it in about a year, so it's time.
Oh, kind of long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my copies are getting a little beat up, so it might be time to just gift myself with a new hardcover set or something.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to start that again. It's on my bedside table now. I'm also in the middle of About Love by Bell Hooks, which is a lot heavier of a read, but also still very good.
Can you give a 2-sentence?
It's an examination on interpersonal relationships from a Black female feminist philosopher and poet.
Okay.
It's brilliant.
Okay. What is it called again?
About Love.
About Love.
By Bell Hooks.
Okay. We'll add it to the Goodreads. All right. Last two. Eating, drinking.
Eating. As much good food as I can find.
No doubt. Kathryn, you told me yesterday that your trip to New York was basically the goal was to not have a bad meal.
Yeah.
So that's cool to know.
Yeah. People were like, you have to go see this. You have to go see this. I'm like, I like museums. I like art. I like cool things and history. But my goal, I didn't care what we did, but I was not going to have a bad meal. And I accomplished that. And I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah.
And then drinking. I did have a birthday party recently. My birthday was last month.
Yes,
And everybody brought seltzers.
Seltzers, hard seltzers, or
So I'm still trying to finish those, which sucks because I don't like carbonation.
Okay.
So I'm kind of suffering on that end, but I'm trying to not waste them.
That's fair.
Instead of just dumping them off at another friend or something. And I haven't been to any like parties or anything or like lunches where I can bring them yet. Yeah. So we'll see.
Okay. Nice. Thanks for sharing. For me, what have I been playing? I have been playing two things I want to bring up. I played Lasers and Feelings with the Discord community. I think we had 4 or 5 players, which was really fun. It's like a role-playing game, but you have one stat. And depending on what you want to do, you roll for it. So
it's a really fun, like, one-page RPG.
It's only one page. You roll, and I can't remember if it's higher or lower, but if you want to do a lasers check, which is like stuff that is like calculating or cold or scientific, stuff like that, you have to roll, like, let's say above your number, which is your stat. And then if you have a feelings check, you have to roll below it. So if you're like a very scientific person, you'd have like a high laser stat. So it'd be easier to get your lasers rolls to succeed, while it'd be harder for your feelings. It was very fun. The team was a very, very ragtag, which I think is good for like a starship captain kind of setting.
Yeah.
It was we only played, it was like a one shot, and it's kind of a silly tone, so like
it's kind of in the same vibe as like Honey Heist.
It's very similar.
Like similar, like you're rolling d6s.
Yeah.
You're having fun.
Yeah.
And like quick build your character.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
So like Bree, who's been on the podcast before, she was like a violent character, and we just threw caution to wind. Like they would meet an NPC and she'd be like, I shoot it. And I was like, whoa, okay, roll. And there was a lot of bodies at the end of this. I was really awkward because there was like some inter-party racism going on.
Oh my
because Ryan, who does our setting the table videos, he was an android and they kept calling him a robot, but offensively. Like I was getting offended for his character. It was crazy.
That's so sad.
Yeah. So that was a very, very fun session. They ended up being like the prophecy to this ancient giant ant religion.
Okay.
And yeah, it was good. It was
I'm sad I missed that one. It sounded
good.
like you guys were having fun.
What else am I playing? I've been playing Escape Academy. Have you heard of Escape Academy?
I have not.
It's on Game Pass. It's like virtual escape rooms.
Okay.
But I don't think it brings anything new to the genre or anything, but I like escape rooms as a concept. So
I've only done one escape room.
Okay. Yeah, I liked it. I like it. And I've done a few. Yeah.
That sounds fun. Escape rooms are just really stressful.
They are very stressful, for sure. What have I been watching? I have been watching 2 shows. I watched The Bear on Hulu.
Everyone's talking about this right now.
And I think, I think about it in lots of different ways. I've only been a line cook before for a very short time. Otherwise, I'm a barista. So I think sometimes if you're a barista, there's a little bit of food industry, like stolen valor a little bit. I really think line cooks are like legit. You're
saying baristas think too highly?
Well, I think baristing is a hard job. I've done it before. I don't do it now, and it's harder now for sure. But a line cook, that's some tough stuff. That's really hard work.
Yeah. I have some line cook friends that are some very tough people.
Yeah. So the show is very tough, sad. From my industry experience, it seems pretty realistic. There is definitely some pandering to food industry, but it's kind of like I want it. It's like I want to see him drink out of a quart container. I want to see all this toxic stuff. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I do caution is I'm worried that, and I think this came up a lot with the Bourdain memoirs and stuff. But Gordon Ramsay as a popular food figure,
glorifying it.
Yeah, glorifying it, or thinking that environment is necessary for really great food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it toes a nice line as far as being realistic. The protagonist is not he's kind of a scumbag in his own way. So okay. It's a reasonable romanticism of the industry, but also it seems more grounded, and it's not too glorifying. But yeah, it's very interesting. I'll say the second to last episode is some of the most stressful TV I've ever seen in my life.
Oh no.
I didn't breathe for 5 minutes while I was watching. And it's wild. I think some people should really watch that second to last episode.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've been watching. I've also started watching Spy Family.
Yeah, you mentioned it yesterday.
Very popular, so it felt like time.
Yeah.
You might notice a pattern that these are both on Hulu, so I might have recently gotten someone's Hulu password.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you ended your relationship with Netflix, and I was about to be
It might be time. Might be time.
A lot of people are.
Yeah.
The statistics are not looking friendly.
I almost want to drop like Facebook and Netflix on the same.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, that period of life is done.
Yeah, I fully forgot I had a Facebook, and I have a friend's birthday coming up, and she was like, "Did you get the invitation?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I don't have it installed on my phone. I haven't checked it on my computer in like months. I was like, "Oh, people still use that. Crazy."
Yeah. Reading. I haven't been doing that much reading. I started trying to read. I always forget the name. It's like a Brandon Sanderson book, but it's sci-fi.
I got the Mistborn trilogy from him recently.
Okay, but
he's written a lot.
Yeah, that seems very popular. He seems
one of those
very
standard
popular.
Like sci-fi fantasy authors that I just never read as a kid, so I'm getting into as an adult.
Yeah, I think I would rather read that. I don't know if his sci-fi stuff is for me necessarily.
Yeah.
But the reason he came up, I think, is like he had the biggest Kickstarter of all time. Ooh. I think all time, or at least in books for sure. It's like massive.
Oh my god.
And I was like, okay, let me try to understand the hype a little bit.
Interesting.
But I don't think I'm going to finish that book.
Yeah, a lot of those kind of like high fantasy writers who transition into other books are like the people who toe that line. They're so dense.
It's tough.
They're such dense books.
Cool. That's it. Oh, drinking. Eating. It was my anniversary, so we ate some fancy food at State of Grace in Houston. That's all. It was delicious. It was wonderful. We had, what did we eat? We had like a tomato melon salad to start off, which is very much like, it was super simple, and it was kind of like an ingredient showcase pretty much.
Yeah.
Because, I think tomatoes are the one thing that like, if I want to like showcase how good a farmer's market
okay, I thought you were going to say you don't like them, and I was like,
well, I don't like love. I mean, tomatoes any time of the year from the supermarket, I can like take or leave. Mm-hmm. But like a good seasonal tomato, is amazing.
I agree. I like tomatoes a lot to begin with. So
so we had that. We had like some roasted octopus.
Oh my god!
And some duck. It was all fantastic.
Have you been to March?
March, I haven't.
Yeah, I went for my my boyfriend took me for my big birthday dinner.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
I think I mentioned it to you and Andrew.
Okay.
Absolutely crazy. Like from start to finish. The design, the food, the drinks, the staff, everyone was amazing.
Gotcha.
I'd love to go back, but I'm really scared to look at how expensive it is.
There you go. Cool. So that is the local flavor portion of the podcast for everybody watching from Houston. People like it when you talk about local stuff, I think.
Or just come to Houston and eat.
That's food. True. That's true. We'll take you to March.
Mm-hmm. There's some really good food.
Cool. So main topic. Let's talk about Ezabell. So we filmed Ezabell. To reiterate, Ezabell is the D&D adventure that we have on the site. It is free for anybody who signs up for the newsletter. The security is not super tight on that. Like if you share the link after you sign up, you can probably get it.
But sign up for the newsletter anyway.
Please sign up. That's what it was for. Andrew wrote that. He went really hard for a few weeks, wrote it, drew all the maps and stuff like that. And
it's very pretty.
It's very pretty. And then we said we were going to film, and then he went another, like, Andrew mode for another 2 weeks, like mounting the maps on stuff. And
we like paper printed and then mounted on foam board. Yeah. So they were like puzzle pieces that like fit together each like room you went into. That was really fun. Yeah, and then
custom minis. And,
made printed custom 3D minis. Shout out to Hero Forge.
Yeah.
He painted all of them. He printed monster minis.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was fun.
So if you want to talk about, the actual play, your friends, how many of them were new to D&D or pretty new?
Everyone is fairly new.
Okay.
I probably have the most experience. I played a little bit in college.
Mm-hmm.
Not a little bit. I played regularly in college for a while. And then my best friend Hannah actually was the one that got me into Dimension 20 and the Adventure Zone and NADPOD. So she has consumed probably like hundreds of hours of like actual play D&D content, and she wanted to play late last summer, so she actually started a campaign having never played before. So she's DM'd. She had played once prior to the Ezabell playthrough. Okay. I hosted a god level one shot for Andrew. Actually, it came about because Andrew said he hadn't played in like 15 years, and I was really sad. So I was like, okay, let's do a god level one shot where you all kill each other. So that was Hannah's first time playing. It was her second time playing during Ezabell. Ellen has, I think, like guested in a session before, but never really played. Antonio, I think, played a little bit when he was younger, but didn't really have like a community to play with in college. So that it was the first time he had played since he was like 18, I think.
Okay.
And then Ahad had played once before.
Nice.
On a one shot that Hannah hosted. She actually hosted here. We had a holiday one shot that Andrew let us crash the roastery for.
Yeah.
So everyone very, very new for the most part.
But they did great.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think it was fun, and it was really nice to film something here and I don't have to be in it. I really enjoyed that. I was like, okay, and I still messed up some stuff on the cameras, but it was way less stressful for me, and I got to watch you guys play, so that was awesome.
Good. I'm glad. It was really fun. We all got to be like mic'd up.
Yeah.
That was really exciting.
Yeah.
A couple of my friends are actors too, which is really fun. They were like, I'm used to this kind of stuff. And then the other couple of us were like, this is crazy. We had a really good time. I'm glad that they were all willing to play and like jump into like pre-rolled characters that we made for them.
Yeah.
And an adventure that they knew basically nothing about going into.
Yeah. So that playthrough is going to come out, I think, next week. But we are also, that's a maybe, because we're also going to be up in Indy for Gen Con.
Yes.
I think you guys are going up on Tuesday?
Yes. Okay. Andrew and I fly up Tuesday afternoon.
And I'm going to join you guys on Thursday.
Yeah. Because we have to set up the case and stuff and do all the prep.
Yeah. So we don't have a booth at Gen Con, unfortunately. But we are going to have a little display case, which if you've been to Gen Con before, those like live right outside the convention hall. There'll be like a big QR code there for you to scan and you'll get a discount. We also have a QR code in the program as well. If you find Andrew or Kat at the event, say hi, please.
Yeah.
We'll probably have coffee in tow or some merch or something.
Yeah. Instant coffee, stickers, some sort of thing.
And but you haven't been to Gen Con yet.
I have not.
Actually, Andrew hasn't yet either.
You went last year?
I went last year, which was awesome. And I remember, I think it was like 60% capacity. Just for, they kept it smaller for COVID, and it was still massive, I thought. So I was like, okay, let's almost double it.
I was looking at just like the map of like where everything is, and I was like, this is huge.
Yeah.
And I have a friend from Indianapolis, and I was telling her about it, and she was like, oh, is it in like the convention center downtown? And I was like, I guess. And she was like, yeah, that place is actually huge.
It's huge. We're also going to be at the Keymaster booth. So Keymaster is releasing a new expansion to Parks, which is their flagship board game. And they're handing out little sachets of instant coffee. It's called Hiker's Delight, and they're going to be handing that out with purchases.
And it's a Many Worlds blend.
Yeah, a Many Worlds blend and custom for them. Yeah. We didn't just repackage other instant coffee. We sourced some new stuff, sent it over to them. They did their own tastings and gave us feedback. So very exciting to have a con exclusive product.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, once it's...
You tried it already.
Yeah, we had some this morning.
Yeah, delicious. I haven't tried it yet. How was it?
It was very good. It's like kind of bright, but not too like astringent or anything, which I think is really easy to do, especially with the instant brewing. So
exciting.
I think they did a great job. Yeah, what are you most excited for at Gen Con?
I am excited to spend an irresponsible amount of money on dice.
At what point
will I stop?
At what point is it like, do you have a like nice way to display them at home?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I have a little shelf with all of my dice.
That's nice. I think that's
I'm at like 20 sets right now.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's better than if they were like in a pile in your...
Yeah. I mean, it makes me feel better because my very first DM was an older guy from like this conference thing I go to every summer. And he's been playing since he was like in middle school. And I sat down at the table and he was like, "You don't have dice?" And I was like, "No." And he pulls out one of those, you know, those like tubs that you used to use to like store Legos as a kid?
Yeah.
He pulled out one of those filled to the brim with dice and was just like, "Pick a set." And I was like, I will never be at this level. So I feel okay buying sets of dice everywhere I go.
How much older is he? You might we extrapolate.
Maybe I'll slow down. I don't know.
Cool. Have you ever had interest in like the wormwood stuff or like all that stuff?
What's wormwood?
What's wormwood? Okay, maybe you should stay away from their booth.
Okay.
I think they're based in Austin actually. They make really, really high end like D&D accessories. Like
I know that like Dispel Dice is going to be a Gen Con, which is dangerous because I love their dice.
Yeah. Wormwood are the people they made. I'm pretty sure they made the Critical Role, like Matt Mercer's DM screen, the fancy wood one. They make a bunch of like dice towers and like dice holders, like holders that like have your character sheet. And
yeah.
Anyways, they're like
Matt
really
Mercer's
fancy.
DM screen is breathtaking.
So they're very fancy. Yeah, you can spend a lot of money on D&D stuff there. So
I guess I'm going over there.
They always have like a really incredible booth. It's like pretty much like basically the whole company is like artisan woodworking. So their booth is like this.
That's
awesome
crazy
hardwood.
I went to Comic Palooza a couple weeks ago, and there was a small like laser cutting.
Oh yeah.
Couple that like did like dice and like little bounded notebooks and like little wooden accessories and stuff, but and they were super nice, and I was like, I think I bought 4 sets from them.
Of laser cut dice? Or
one I think was acrylic, 2 were their mini like plastic ones,
okay,
because I didn't have any mini dice and I was like, those are cute, I'm gonna get some. And then I bought another set for my friend.
Oh, nice.
That I think were then like engraved with the laser for the numbers.
Cool.
And then painted over. But they were really nice, and I was like, I could spend so much money here.
There you go.
I really could.
Yeah, I think Wormwood does a lot, and there are so many dice purveyors. Even like the big ones, even like Chessex, it's just like a million dice. Just and they
There's
do like pick and choose. Like so,
I feel like everyone like I can't even keep track of like how many nice dice companies there are anymore. Because for a long time I was only buying from like D&D dice, which is like the $10 and under like acrylic sets. And then I was like, well, I have a bunch of these now, so I might as well just start buying fancy dice.
Yeah.
Now we're here.
Okay.
I mean, I'm also excited for Gen Con to like learn things to help many worlds. I think I should throw that in at least.
Yeah, sure. Many worlds, yeah. Gen Con, if we were working it would be a totally different kind of trip, I would say. But, you know, I think a lot of it is going to be networking, hopefully meeting some of y'all. That'd be really awesome. Meet some Discord community members that are going to be there. Yeah, if you're going to be there, please let's go play a game. Let's go get coffee. For For me, I just want to try all the new board games, I think.
Because you're a big board game person, right?
I'm a board game person.
Yeah, I don't think I've asked you about a single board game that you haven't known yet.
I play a lot. I also like, I'm also like, I don't know, just read about them, even if I haven't played them. My brother-in-law, I think I've told this probably on the podcast or something, but my brother-in-law used to work for a game cafe in town, which sadly closed recently. Tea and Victory, shout out to that crew. They did a great job.
It was a fun space.
Yeah, but I think, we played a lot of board games. And I've actually been stuck on one. We've been playing the same one for the last, 5 game nights. So, which is awesome, but also means I haven't played a lot of other ones. So it'd be fun to play all the new stuff at Gen Con. Excited to meet some of the content creators that we've worked with, sponsorship-wise. I know One Shot Questers has a few panels going. Haley Whipjack is on the TikTok D&D players. I think they're going to do an actual play. Something.
I think we're trying to get tickets for it.
So that'll be really fun. And just, anybody else who's going to be there. It's really fun to meet people, especially, it's kind of weird. E-commerce is weird. We work with people that have only been in emails.
Yeah.
Which we've actually talked about. We should probably schedule more calls. It's just nice to talk to people. But that's the best stuff about Gen Con. So meeting the people, and especially also working with the Keymaster folks. They've always been great.
I'm also excited to just I think really get into it with Many Worlds because I'm so new. Mm-hmm. I know names. Mm-hmm. I don't know who's done what and when people have done different things with sponsorships and Keymaster and other wholesalers we have. So I'm excited to also just kind of get more into the Many Worlds brain, I guess.
Awesome. I'm also really excited for some off-topic stuff Jen from Keymaster. I'm sure she's working really, really hard this whole week, but I hope I can just get a drink with her and talk about F1 because she's really into F1. That'd be good. Last topic is future content with Kathryn. We're going to have y'all on videos a lot more. You and your friends, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's a package deal.
I was I have funny friends. They can play D&D.
But you're also working on a new adventure.
I am.
If you want to share any sneak peeks or timeline or whatever, let the people know.
I'm basically formatting it right now. So it's completely written. We're finishing maps, artwork, formatting, stat blocks, which took me 3 days. That was exhausting. But again, I love dragons. The idea of this one came out of my love of Aragon and my love of How to Train Your Dragon. I just wanted people to ride. I wanted there to be some type of person that got to ride a dragon. So it's kind of built around that lore and some aftermath stuff that's happened. And you're looking for a dragon in the adventure is the short of it.
Awesome. Is it one shot?
It should be.
Okay.
It should be. I definitely told Andrew at one point I could write a full campaign about this. if you give me the freedom to just write about dragons.
You need to request it from the Many Worlds team.
I was how hard can I go writing out this world lore that no one else will read? That only I know.
You don't know that.
I think I wrote 8 pages.
Oh, nice.
Of just mechanics of how the world works and things like that. But it's not relevant to a one-shot. So.
Well, people can make their own one-shots.
That's
with
true.
Their lore. And this could be the start.
It's my, I'm obsessed with dragons, so I'm going to write about it.
I think you said that once.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm excited for it. It should be fun. And it looks really great. Andrew's doing some of the maps.
Awesome.
And the draft so far looks really cool.
All right. Cool. I think that's pretty much it for episode 6 of the podcast. Watch the Ezabell playthrough, please. Comment, vote for your favorite character. I don't know.
Survival.
Oh, thanks to all the Discord folks that helped us name the characters.
Yeah.
There's one character named Trouble Clef. I like that name a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff.
It was really helpful because I hate making up names. So I was just like, oh, the Discord.
Watch that. Watch out for us at Gen Con. If we're going to film a vlog or something and like probably a podcast there as well.
And tea will be coming out soon.
Tea is coming out soon. I don't think we've said that to anybody yet.
I don't think so.
That was very quick.
I'm really excited.
You just surprised me with the tea.
I just thought about it. I'm really excited because I'm more of a tea drinker than I am
depending
coffee.
on if we're ready to announce that. It might be edited out, but tea coming soon. Man, that's a bombshell though. We'll see. Tea coming soon from Many Worlds Tavern.
We'll have to watch until the end of this to get it.
Yeah. Future content with Kathryn. Be on the lookout. Treasured Realm is dropping on Monday.
It's a really cute item. I designed it.
Oh, really? That's right. So Monday it's coming out. Be on the lookout for social media to see all the details for that. If you sign up for the newsletter to get Ezabell, an email will go out on the 1st as well for when it drops. And now we are doing subscriptions for Treasured Realm as well. So instead of having a mad dash when the newsletter comes out, you can just sign up for a subscription if you are a Treasured Realm lover. There's some people collecting every single one, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would do that too. I get it.
There you go. Okay, that's it. Thanks so much, Cameron. Thanks so much, Kathryn. Not Cameron. Kathryn.
Thanks for having me.
All right.